Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
The Daily Compliance News for March 27, 2025. The Eliminate the District Courts edition. And we begin with that story from Reuters, as the Speaker of the House has told reporters that Congress can eliminate federal district courts. I guess he hasn't read his Constitution in quite a long time. And that when the people speak and elect a president, well, that's who the courts have to follow. He really just does not understand separation of powers or the Constitution. But that's what we've got in Congress now. Next up, from the New York Times, an interesting article about risk and risk management that I'd like every compliance professional to consider. The title of the article is "A Fire Plunged Heathrow into Darkness. A Nearby Data Center Kept Humming." So why would the data center be able to keep operations while all of Heathrow went down when an electrical substation near Heathrow caught fire and forced a power outage at the airport? And what does this have to do with compliance and, more importantly, risk? Well, what I'd like you to consider is risk. And what is your risk management profile? Does your company have things like backup generators that would kick in? It seemed to me to be a fairly straightforward and even cost-effective risk management strategy, yet one not used at Heathrow Airport, or at least not one where they could get power. So if the power station goes down and your backup generators can't kick in, maybe you need an alternative form of power on site to get them going. Maybe you need batteries. Maybe you need a good old-fashioned gasoline lawnmower to kick things off. And it really goes to show, for me, what is risk? What is risk management? What is a risk management strategy? Have you trained your employees on that strategy, and have you implemented them on that strategy? So as we move forward into the chaos of Q2 2025, risks are only going to become more prevalent, and I would ask you to think about how you're going to manage risk, no matter what that risk might be. Next up, from Bloomberg, in an editorial, it says that Trump's pause of the FCPA is a gift to corrupt competitors, and notes that if the U.S. wants a level playing field, it should encourage more enforcement of the FCPA and make compliance easier. Well, I certainly agree with that, and their point is that compliance needs to be made easier, and that's something that the DOJ can certainly do in this review, where they can accept more self-disclosures and more declinations for companies that remediate and investigate. And the final story is the company 23andMe that did DNA backgrounds. It's gone bankrupt. And the question I would pose to you is, if you've gone through this service, who's going to get your information? Who's going to get your DNA? Who's going to get this out of the bankruptcy court? Is it secure? Can you get it? These are all important questions for one of the biggest DNA companies literally in the world. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.